If you are over 50 and feel like your standard workout routine is suddenly doing more harm than good, you are not imagining things. The tactics that kept you lean in your 30s are now actively fighting your biology. The cause is entirely physiological. Around age 50, women experience a sharp decline in estrogen, and men see a steady drop in testosterone. Because of these hormonal shifts, logging miles of moderate intensity cardio and cutting calories will backfire. That approach elevates cortisol, accelerates age-related muscle wasting, leaving your joints stiff and your energy depleted. This chart shows exactly what happens to your hormonal and metabolic resilience over time. Everything is stable until age 50. At that point, clinging to the standard protocol triggers a steep decline in your biological resilience, shown here in red. The green line represents the 2026 hybrid protocol, which preserves your capability well into your 70s. Staying on that green path requires completely abandoning the goal of burning calories. Instead, your daily physical effort must focus entirely on hormone and nervous system preservation. Getting there requires specific tools. We are going to map out the exact evidence-backed strategies for both men and women, built for your distinct physiological profile and budget. Success past 50 relies on moving away from general fitness advice and toward interventions that account for your specific internal chemistry. For women navigating perimenopause and menopause, the most urgent physical threat is sarcopenia. Without intervention, postmenopausal estrogen decline triggers a loss of up to 3% of your total muscle mass every single year. Counteracting that rapid decline requires a highly targeted structural blueprint. The required input is straightforward but demanding. You need 3 to 4 days of compound strength training, movements like squats and overhead presses. You must pair that with an aggressive nutrition target, eating 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. You also need to look at creatine monohydrate. Once labeled as a supplement strictly for bodybuilders, clinical research now shows that a daily dose of 3 to 5 grams actively supports female cognitive function and preserves muscle tissue during hormonal transition. The expected outcome of this protocol is the direct reversal of age-related muscle loss and a healthy redistribution of body fat away from the midsection. The hidden trade-off is mental and logistical. You have to discard decades of cultural messaging that told women lifting heavy weights makes them bulky, and you have to accept the friction of regularly accessing barbells, dumbbells, or heavy resistance bands. Attempting to shrink your body through restrictive dieting and cardio is a medical liability. Building and maintaining physical strength is the only sustainable prescription for aging women. For men over 50, the hurdle is entirely different. Pushing through a typical medium-intensity workout creates a chronic cortisol spike. That stress hormone directly shuts down your body's natural ability to produce testosterone. To protect and optimize that testosterone, we use this male-specific fitness blueprint. The required behavioral input to fix this hormonal imbalance is a method called polarized training. This chart breaks down the strict mathematics of the polarized approach. 80% of your training volume happens in zone 1 and 2, a conversational pace. The remaining 20% is maximum effort, zone 3 intensity. There is no middle ground. Sticking to this strict separation of intensity removes the chronic stress of moderate cardio. This low-intensity foundation creates the exact anabolic environment your body needs to naturally optimize testosterone production. The expected outcome is a drastic reduction in joint pain and tendon degradation, alongside measurable improvements in your maximum oxygen uptake, or VO2 max. The difficulty here is almost entirely psychological. You must spend 80% of your week moving at a pace that feels too easy, resisting the urge to finish every workout feeling depleted. True hormonal optimization requires you to trade the comforting exhaustion of the no pain, no gain mentality for strict data-driven pacing. Wearable recovery trackers and GLP-1 medications are the most common additions to the 2026 fitness stack. While they speed up your results, they also increase the complexity of your daily management. To prevent the chronic fatigue that derails older athletes, tracking your heart rate variability, or HRV, is now a non-negotiable metric. Achieving that requires a screenless wearable device, like the Whoop Band, designed specifically for 24/7 central nervous system tracking. The operational input here is discipline. You use your objective morning HRV data to dictate your day. If the data says your nervous system is exhausted, you do a recovery walk. completely ignoring your emotional motivation to do a heavy lift. The same strict rules apply to weight loss medications like semaglutide. If you take GLP-1 agonists without combining them with resistance training and extremely high protein intake, the medication will actively strip away your critical muscle mass along with the fat. The dual trade-offs of this modern layer are real. Wearables carry the psychological risk of data anxiety if you overanalyze your scores, and safely sustaining GLP-1 usage requires a daunting, continuous volume of daily dietary protein. Technology and pharmaceuticals can rapidly change body composition, but without the foundation of high protein and planned rest, these same tools will compromise your health. Knowing the science only matters if you apply it. It is time to assemble your specific toolkit based on your personal budget and your daily time constraints. This diagram illustrates the two distinct pathways for building an at-home longevity system. The budget-conscious path requires a $30 set of resistance loop bands, a basic mat for Pilates, and a one-time purchase of a Garmin watch with no recurring subscription fees. Executing these basics consistently places you in the top 10% of healthy aging adults. The Premium Optimizer path utilizes a high-end combination: the Whoop 5.0 for recovery tracking, a Theragun for tissue massage, and the Tonal Smart Gym for resistance. Here is what that premium hardware integration looks like in practice. The unique return on investment for this premium tier is safety. The AI-powered form feedback and eccentric loading mechanisms remove the guesswork and drastically reduce the injury risks associated with heavy resistance training. Whether your chosen toolkit costs $30 or $4,000, the reality remains exactly the same. Long-term health cannot be bought. It must be actively built through the unavoidable daily work of lifting heavy resistance and eating adequate protein.